but you would expect us to take precautions. But
there were 3 profit warnings over the last 6 months. 3 profit warnings, and as far as we understand, 8 new contracts awarded despite them.
Well, it's important to understand the context of those. There's 8 new contracts, but they actually only account for 2% of our ongoing contracts with Carillion.
It doesn't matter either. You're looking at the financial health of a company that does enormous work for our whole country, or else you're not. You're carrying on blindly. This was a company that tried to delay the payment to its contractors by 3 months instead of 30 days. This was a company that was being short-sold in 2013. This was a company that HSBC divested 1 million shares worth over the last 12 months. This was a company whose corporate debt was downgraded to junk. How many more signs did you need?
I think the concern for taxpayers in respect of this was, would this company deliver on those contracts? We structured them as joint ventures. They have continued to deliver on them. The taxpayer has only paid out in respect of what they have delivered on.
No extra
so there has not been a loss to the taxpayer as a result of structuring those joint ventures.
Just clarify that for us. There has been no extra cost to taxpayers. Are you sure about that?
Well, there's clearly a cost in respect of the appointment of the official receiver, but the official receiver had to be appointed in respect of all of those contracts that we entered into
but all of these delays will cost the taxpayer more, right? Suspicion, isn't there, that you are so wedded to the ideology of using the private sector that it can't be seen to be failing. It's just not allowed to fail.
Well, I don't think that this is a question of ideology.
Well, it's either ideology or incompetence, isn't it?
A third of these contracts...
You know how this is perceived, that the public takes all the risk and the private companies take all the profit.
Well, I think it's hard to say that the private company hasn't taken the cost. Those people who've bought shares in Carillion are unlikely to receive the money back in respect of them.
There's 20,000 people worrying about their job as of today. That's just in the UK. And Richard Howson, the first CEO, is still receiving a salary and will carry on doing so until October.
Well, I think you raised 2 very important points there. First of all, in respect of people who are worried about their jobs, this is a very regrettable situation. But those people who are working in respect of the public sector can be assured that we will continue to pay out on those contracts. They should carry on going to work as normal. In respect of your concerns about the payments that have been made to the person in question...
It's a bit galling, isn't it, for workers to hear that they should carry on going to job, and they look at Richard Howson, former CEO, who is still receiving a salary and will be doing so until October. Is that fair?
No, I think there are very serious questions to be answered, but that is something that is
answered or asked?
To be done by the official receiver. The official receiver is looking into exactly this, and I don't want to prejudice those independent inquiries by the official receiver into exactly those sort of points.
Minister, I just asked you a question. Is it fair, from where you're sitting, does it seem fair that the CEO who completely failed to turn that company into something that could provide jobs and services is still getting paid a salary until October?
Of course it's not fair, and of course I understand people's concerns over the fairness, but that is a matter that has to be considered by the official receiver. That is the process for doing it, and it's not helpful to prejudge it.
Oliver Dowden, thank you very much. Thank you.